for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Well, Commissioner Adam Silver has a history lesson for those who would tell players to shut up and dribble. He says in 1963, Bill Russell was MVP, won a title, and stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial for Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. There is a through line that exists directly from Russell to our modern players. Kevin?
That's a great story, DA. Thanks. The unmistakable feel of the first day, Clark, of the NBA regular season. A game each of these teams and us as broadcasters have been waiting for a long time.
No doubt about it, Kevin, and the excitement you feel as a broadcaster, but even more so as a player, is something you have to temper down, especially if you're on the court. I mean, you don't want to have your adrenaline and excitement affect your focus. So you focus on the work that's gone into getting ready for the season, and then you try to just let that work lead how you play.
And the Houston Rockets starting five. The front court is Tate and Smith. Porter Jr. is the point with Green on the wing. And it's Şengün in at the 5 down low. And for Utah, Sexton is out there with Conley. Then it's Olynyk. Then there's Jared Vanderbilt. And it's Markkanen in at the small forward. And with Kevin Porter Jr. and Michael Porter Jr. and Otto Porter Jr. Guys, I'm sensing a pattern here.
It can even get a little confusing at times, but no relation that I'm aware of. They're just Porters, juniors, and quality NBA players.
So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Outside, Green. Clock at 6. The 3. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Exactly how you run the pick and roll. Green looking very comfortable and confident in these sets.
Green against Sexton. The pass to Olynyk. Back to Sexton. Pass to Conley. For 3. Rockets with the rebound. Now Smith. Now here's Tate. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Jabari Smith, of course, with deep family ties, Greg, to the NBA.
His dad made the OG Jabari. All these guys are in that 6'10", 6'11" range, so great bloodlines.
The free throw drops for Smith.
And you know there aren't many teams with a more dedicated fan base than Utah's. The Jazz fans are behind their team no matter what.
Smith hits them both. It's always striking, Greg, to see the bond between the Jazz team and their followers.
Well, when you're the only game in town, people take the team to heart. And we see it in cities like Portland and San Antonio as well. The fans form that attachment to their team.
Now here's Conley. Last time out he had 13 points. Markkanen in a screen on Porter. Takes the 13-footer. That one's not going to go. And Houston the other way now. Smith kicks to Tate. The kick out to Porter. Houston moving the ball around. Smith the pass to Porter. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
A flat-out bucket getter. Porter Jr. is a scorer who will hurt you all over the floor.
It's stolen by Green. And now it's Green running. He can go all the way. And then jammed down. He goes right over Colin Sexton.
And one of Green's best assets, his leaping ability. He's a natural athlete, very explosive.
Nice job capturing the moments on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Now here's Conley. And in the this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. 6 to shoot. Markkanen inside the line. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
On the wing, Porter. Covered by Conley. Here's Green, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Olynyk.
And with that lightning first step of Jalen Green, very few defenders have a chance of keeping him in front.
It's his first trip to the line.
Finished the season last year around 80% from the stripe.
That's good from Green.
Looking for a one-word descriptor for Jalen Green? The best one I come up with is exciting. The way he runs the floor and gives every play his all. This guy is just fun to watch.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Houston with a big group substitution here. Garuba's checked in. Kenyon Martin Jr. comes in for Smith. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Tate. And it's Matthews in for Porter. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for Utah. Utah trailing here by 8. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
Make some noise and get out of your seat for your Utah Jazz dancers.
Josh Christopher, he's checked in for the Rockets.
Big hand for your dance team.
There's 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. And here's Azubuike. Clarkson outside. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Matthews passes to Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Fires for 3. And that one released in time, but no good. And so is Houston going into the break with a 10-point lead. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And the Jazz with possession here. It's a 10-point game. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota where they'll take on the Timberwolves. It's game one of a 3-game road trip. So on the floor for Houston. Martin is out there with Gordon. And it's Garuba in at the 5, roaming the paint. Clarkson missing again. Mark, let's go back to when the Rockets traded away James Harden in 2020. How has that reset gone?
I like what it looks like, Kevin. Building through the draft. I love the young talent they've been able to acquire, and they've done it with a bunch of future first-round picks in their back pocket. So they're not done. There's more to come in drafting high-quality talent.
Pass to Olynyk. Sexton dishes to Conley. Feeds it to Olynyk. Shoots a 3. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Horton Tucker.
Remember, he played the point guard position for most of high school, so Olynyk has retained that vision.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Now, Jalen Green is on a mission. He says, every time I step on the floor, I always have something to prove to who's ever in those stands. A lot of people will hate on me or have their opinions. I'm just going to think about that when I step on the floor. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. Kevin?
That's a great chip to keep on his shoulder. David, thanks. And here's Sexton after Eric Gordon hit the 3. And it's Sexton penetrating. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
You know, you got to respect Sexton's scoring ability. The closer he gets inside, the more effective he is.
Passes it to Smith. Clark, with the dramatic rise in three-point shooting, do you think the league will ever experiment with a 4-point shot?
I don't think so, Kevin. That's a bit gimmicky for me, but I'm somewhat old school and traditional. I think you could maybe test it out somewhere, maybe in the All-Star game or the G League. But the league hasn't been shy about trying new things and seeing what works and what doesn't.
Often you find him out on the wing, but Olynyk seizing the opportunity to go inside and dig out that extra possession.
Now here's Porter. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Olynyk with the steal. Here's Horton Tucker. Defended by Gordon. Conley with it. Just 4 to shoot. Vanderbilt finds Sexton from past the arc. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
A chance now to see the numbers for Olynyk, how he did last season. Put up about 9 points per, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get uglier. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber.
Here's Conley. The Rockets making the shot. To the paint. Here's Sexton. And he banks in the layup. Sexton's got his second bucket tonight.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
Now here is Smith. Outside Matthews. Screen by Smith. Smith on the wing. Houston needs to get a shot off. Gordon for 3. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it.
5 on the clock. Fades. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Olynyk's got 4 points this quarter. From deep. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Houston with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome. The first half is in the books, so let's check out the top performers for each team. And according to my records, you guys went head-to-head in 12 games.
I averaged 24 points. Kenny averaged 9. I wouldn't call that hit.
Well, I was hurt like 7 of those games, but
Had your feelings hurt in 7 of those games?
No, I was actually hurt. I played like a couple minutes and then I got hurt. But who swept in the playoffs there?
Yeah, that's true. I give credit where credit is due, but Houston overcame their point guard deficit. Hey, Sam Cassell called me.
And now let's focus on our game. A strong first half for the Houston Rockets.
They're getting every look they want on the offensive end. High percentage stuff. Great game planning.
And you love the execution as well. These guys are really on the same page tonight.
Indeed.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Jalen Green, he's really been playing well.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far.
And we've seen it for years. Despite their regular season success, the Jazz just unable to make much noise in the playoffs. Credit the front office for coming to terms with it and pivoting to a rebuild while they could get top value for their stars.
We've got Olynyk. Markkanen is out there with Jared Vanderbilt. Then there's Colin Sexton. And it's Conley in at the 1 spot. That's the group right now for Utah. Now here is Smith. He kicks it to Green. Smith the pass to Green. Yep, it counts. And that's now 9 points for Jalen Green.
Showing off his inside game, which will complement Green's game on the outside. It'll force defenders to have to guard him in different places on the floor.
Sexton with it. Şengün covering. The shot by Sexton, no good. Porter looking it over. He dishes it to Smith. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. Michael Conley picks one up.
Really on the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Free throw drop for Smith.
During the last decade, the 2010s, Houston had loads of success. The 4th most wins in the league during that time. Unfortunately, they never got to the finals.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. As Azubuike's checked in, Gay comes in for Vanderbilt. Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Sexton. And it's Malik Beasley in for Mike Conley. Smith hits them both. For the Rockets during the 2010s, Clark, all winning seasons.
Yeah, and you know, the biggest reason that Houston didn't reach the finals, in my mind, was the West was loaded. The Spurs were always a contender. OKC had a nice run. And, of course, during that time, the Warriors became dynastic. Clearly out of sync to begin this half, 0 for their first 3 attempts.
Here's Christopher, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Rockets have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
And one of the weaker areas for this group, only shot about 71% from the line a season ago.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just one or two guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire team struggled.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Here's Clarkson, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The pass to Gay, looking to end the run. Rebound by Christopher.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Well, thank you very much. The Rockets are in a full rebuild, and they have a young roster which is taking its lumps. But Coach Stephen Silas says, we very rarely give up. This team has a lot of fight, character, and grit, and we are learning. Kevin, it's a long process, but it's worth doing.
Yep, no shortcuts, David, but the journey is the reward. They're building from the ground up. It's fun to watch, and we thank you for that story. Sinks the three-pointer. Beasley's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, that's Beasley's shot right there. He loves to rise and fire and knock him down from behind the arc.
Christopher, the pass to Green. And it's denied. Clarkson taking his time here. Pass to Gay. Beasley gets to Clarkson with the shot. And then Gay with the dunk.
Excellent recognition on the pick and roll. Clarkson lays it off to his teammate for the score.
Outside, Green. 51 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Garuba. That's tipped, and he recovers it. A shot by Tate with no one around. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
Gordon Tucker's checked in for Utah. The Rockets also changing it up. Gordon comes in for Tate, and it's Matthews in for Green. Jazz trail by 10. Clarkson outside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. GA, the Houston Rockets coming off back-to-back losing seasons, and that has been tough for that franchise and for the city.
And Kevin, no doubt it affects the team's morale. It's hard to find the positives and see the road ahead, but listen, you got to stay strong and focus on just getting better every day.
Free throw good. Clarkson.
You know, one of those rare second-round picks who played well immediately. Clarkson was first team all-rookie and continues to develop.
Şengün's checked in for Houston. Kevin Porter comes in for Josh Christopher. And both free throws good for Clarkson. 35 seconds left to play here in the third. Now here's Porter. Passes it to Şengün. Kicks it to Matthews. Porter passes to Şengün. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Olynyk. They can't stop the run with that one. And there's the pass to Sexton. Olynyk, a screen on Matthews. Clarkson for 3. And so it's the Houston Rockets in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. We come back right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Houston leading by 8. So on the floor for Houston. The post pairing forms Smith along with Şengün. Porter is out there with Matthews. And it's Gordon in at the 3. Smith, no luck. The Jazz shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. And it's Sexton slamming it down.
I'm telling you, this kid loves the spotlight, loves center stage. Sexton just firing up his teammates.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Now here's Porter. Dishes it to Smith. Outside Porter. They set the pick. 9 feet out. Doesn't go that time. And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 6. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. The shot from the low post is good.
How about that move? Pat Conley adjusting around the contact to get the finish.
Pass to Smith. Fades back. Rebounded by the Jazz. Conley feeling it out. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. And the Jazz with some changes. Markkanen comes in for Horton Tucker. And it's Beasley in for Sexton. The Rockets also changing it up. Tate, he's checked in for Gordon. And it's Green in for Matthews. So it's the Jazz now. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Vanderbilt setting the pick for Beasley. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Houston in the lead. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Porter dishes to Green. It's tipped. Olynyk with the steal. Outside, Markkanen. He kicks it to Beasley. Pass to Conley. The dish to Olynyk. 6 on the shot clock. Beasley, the pass to Conley. To tie it up. And it comes off the front of the rim. And for Houston, they're shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Passes it to Tate. Fader on the way. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Markkanen gets to Conley. Markkanen against Green. And Markkanen throws it down.
Accepting more of a leadership role over time. Markkanen not bashful at rising up to take huge shots.
Timeout called the Rockets.
Are you ready? It's T-shirt giveaway time.
turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. Stephen Silas talking to his team during the break. This game is close, and he told his players, hey, guys, this is when it's fun, right? This is a close game, and this is when you get to show what you're made of. Right here, right now. Kevin, we'll see how they respond.
Thank you, David. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Now, Green. Down low. Smith kicks to Şengün. And some nice passing there by Houston. Out to Smith. They need this one. Cranes it from downtown.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Step in to Utah Jazz Breaker Dance Group.
Green against Clarkson. Over Green. No good that time. And it's Houston the other way. Smith scanning the floor. The pass to Green. And it's blocked by Conley. They recover it. Count! And the Jazz call time here. They're behind by 5. 24 seconds left in the game.
Next time for T-shirts.
Clarkson. Tate with the rebound. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Olynyk, second personal foul. First team foul.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Third personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Rockets, Kevin Porter Jr. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
Look, we've seen Kevin Porter Jr. go off for 50 in a game. He's got some serious skills on the offensive end.
And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Conley dishes to Olynyk. Another miss by Utah. And they go to the intentional foul.
Jared Vanderbilt. That's his first personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for the Rockets, Jabari Smith. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he is unable to get the second one. Clarkson for 3. Can't get it to fall. So Houston wins it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.